and using that to actually excel in your career. I think I have a personal experience with Busola, and I saw how she went from being a mentee, growing up to become CEOs of companies, growing up to do great and exciting things, and even helping startups across different areas. So she's someone that she's not going to be telling you about mentorship from a textbook. No, she's actually like gone through the process and learned first-hand experience of how this works and how this can actually channel the course of your life. Please help me welcome Busola Perez Folayan. Thank you very much. Busola, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Seun. Thank you so much, Philip and Kavik Nigeria, for having me. I'm so excited to be speaking to you all here. My name is Busola Perez Folayan, and I currently am in Japan. I am running my African Business Education Initiative, and it's been an exciting experience. Most of the things that I have learned, like Mr. Seun said, and most of the successes that I have recorded in my life and in my career have been on the back of mentors and mentorship. So I believe that, yes, I am the best person to be talking to you guys about this. Mr. Seun, I sent you a message. Please help me project the slides so that everyone can see what we're working on today.
Just give me a minute, I'm on it.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so while that is happening, I'd like to just know how many people so far have had some sort of experience, or I mean, and you can type it in the chat box, some sort of experience with mentorship, and what has that experience been like? I take it that a lot of us here are early stage founders and entrepreneurs. So what has your experience with mentorship been like so far? It's going to be interactive because I like back and forth. Okay, Chantel has no experience. That's fair. That's fair. Any other person? Carla, do you have any experience? Tammy, do you have any experience? Knowledge, do you have any experience with mentorship? Good, you've had some experience on both sides. So God's gift has some experience. And I trust that, Harriet is saying my experience is with you now. Cool. So I trust that some of you who have had experiences would have some background knowledge of what mentorship looks like and what mentorship is. And today we're just going to be taking a deep dive into what mentorship is and how to utilize mentorship for your success as an entrepreneur. Next slide, sir. So today we'll be giving an introduction onto mentorship, why it is important. I'll be talking about mentorship for founders because I believe that you're all founders. I'll be talking about the benefits of engaging in mentorship, finding the right mentor, qualities of an effective mentor, and building a strong mentorship relationship. I'll also be talking about the role of mentors in funding and scaling your business, which I'm sure that is the main reason why a lot of us are here. And I'll be talking about how to maximize mentorship and be giving my conclusion. Next slide, sir. So our training objective today is very simple. We'll be taking a deep dive into the importance of mentorship, like I said earlier. I mean, this is for you as a founder. And for those of us who will go on to be mentors, you would see how it works on both sides of the divide and how it will help you in achieving your business goals. In this case, you want to raise finances and you want to utilize your finances accurately. So today's session, today's training, today's class will be giving you tools on how to ensure that you are successful in raising finances and scaling your business as an entrepreneur utilizing mentorship. Next slide, sir. So I know that starting a business is a very daunting task, right? It requires vision, it requires hard work. In fact, sometimes it might require some sense of luck, even though I don't necessarily believe in luck, but I think that all of these things are would I say, ingredients to ensuring that you have a good business and that you have a good networking experience, right? So despite all of this, the efforts and the preparation that you put in, even the most talented founders might not get the right access to finance, might not get the right access to to business opportunities to scale their business without having the right mentor in their arsenal, right? So this is where mentorship comes in. Having a seasoned entrepreneur or business expert to guide you through the ups and downs of building your company will make a lot of difference. So with this training, we'll be talking about how to utilize this, right? So I'm just going to briefly give you a definition of what mentorship is vis-a-vis what we're talking about today, that's entrepreneurship and founder and utilizing entrepreneurship for scaling your business. So mentorship involves a more experienced entrepreneur offering guidance, support, and advice to a less experienced founder. In this case, you and some other people who will be joining this or be listening to this over time. Like I see from the chat box, a lot of people don't have any experience, and some of you have some experience with mentorship. So this will give you an understanding of what that is about. Now, why is mentorship important? Building a successful business is dependent on having the right mentor. You are going to be able to learn from their knowledge, you're going to be able to learn from their experience, you're going to be able to glean insights from them, and these will help you avoid common pitfalls and even make better decisions. I see a lot of startup founders who believe that they can do all things by themselves, right? And they go on in their mentorship journey without, or in their business journey or their entrepreneurial journey or even startup journey without mentors, and they just think that they can achieve everything, right? And I see them make similar mistakes over and over again when it comes to raising finances and funds, when it comes to scaling their business, when it comes to even designing a proper business model. I've encountered, and I'm sure that you've had your class on business model. I've encountered some founders who came to me at some point, and then we're talking about, okay, let me see how you will make money. Let me even see the design of your business. And some of them don't even have the right design for the problem that they're willing to solve, right? So mentorship helps you gain clarity, helps you give you a clear path and charts a clear course for you as a business as you grow, right? And it helps you to avoid the pitfalls that a lot of other founders might have made in growing and grooming their own businesses. So in simple terms, mentorship will help you excel where others have failed. All right. Next slide, please. Thank you, sir. So now, benefits of engaging mentorship. You will have, I have itemized some things here, but I want to even give you background knowledge. And I'm sure that from some of the things that I am saying, and I hope that you're taking notes from sort of the things that I am saying, you'd see that without the right kind of mentors in your archive or in your arsenal, you are most likely bound to fail. And this is not me being a bearer of bad news. This is me trying to help you understand why it is important, right? Like I said earlier, I have seen startup founders who thought that they don't need mentors. Having the best mentors, having effective mentors, engaging mentorship is a very big flex for you as a founder, and it's something that you want to key into. Now, one of the biggest benefits of having a mentor is access to expertise and knowledge. Mentors have gone through it all, right? They understand how to start, how to run a business. They understand the ups and downs of running a business, and they can give you valuable insights on how to run your business. They give you advice based on experience, and they can help you identify the challenges and opportunities that you need and provide guidance on how to navigate these. So you cannot say, oh, I can do it by myself. Some people have done it. I know someone who says, and it's something I actually believe in, that experience is the best teacher, but it doesn't have to be your own experience. Why not learn from someone else's experience? Because that will actually be the best teacher in helping you navigate your own challenges, as opposed to making the same mistakes that somebody else has made and not learning from their own experience, right? So learn from the experience of mentors, you will have access to their experience, you have access to their expertise, you have access to their knowledge. Another key benefit of mentorship is increased accountability. We're hearing of a lot of startups and startup founders that are failing. And one of the things that I am seeing that is making them fail is the fact that they are not very accountable. Now, you cannot just say, I am a founder, and so because I'm a founder, I can do everything. I know everything. I don't have to be accountable to anyone. I don't have to tell anybody what's going on. By the time you start securing funds and getting access to funds and investors, you you cannot but be accountable to your investors. If not, they will exit your company and they'll go away with their funds, right? So you need to be accountable. You need to be able to at all time give reports to your investors and to your mentors that these are the things that are happening, even when there are challenges. I will give, um of course, in the ambit of confidentiality, I'll give you an example. So there's this founder that I recently learned about who had experienced a very negative turn in business, right? And it was in the middle of raising funds for his company, especially foreign funds, foreign investment for his startup at this time. And they already had local domestic investors who were invested in them. Some of their investors were also doubling as their mentors. Because of the downward turn that they were experiencing in-house on an operational level, they were no longer giving account and giving reports to their investors and their mentors. And so it turned into something it escalated very big and very quickly. It turned into something very dirty for them to the point where their investors started pulling out of their company. Now, this wouldn't have, because I spoke to one of the investors, like, okay, what happened? And the investors were making me understand that this would not have become this bad if they had spoken up. If you had just been accountable enough to say, on an operational level, we are experiencing this, and it is bad. Can you help us? What can we do? How can we make it better? Right? So I see startups make this mistake, and having mentors and mentorship helps you to be more accountable, because your mentors will expect you to give reports of what is going on. And when you're not accountable, there is every possibility and probability that you will go under if care is not taken. So this is very, very important. It's a great benefit of engaging mentorship. Another very beautiful thing about mentorship is expanded access to network and new opportunities. I love this because mentors come with their network. I read something somewhere that your own network, having access to your network's network, is somewhat of secondhand network. I hope that makes sense, right? Because I know Mr. Seun Ogunlana on a personal level. Mr. Seun Ogunlana knows Philip of Kavik, and that has given me access to you guys, right? It's expanded network. Now I have access to more people because of my relationship with Mr. Seun Ogunlana. And it's the same thing with having access to mentors. The good part about that is it gives you upward networking opportunities, right? And so they give you access to, they open doors for you, they give you access to opportunities. In fact, because of their wealth of contacts and connections, they can introduce you to other founders and even new investors. They can introduce you to partners, clients, customers, and key players in the industry. So you want to have access to this as you go on your entrepreneurial journey. Mentorship is so beautiful. I'd also say that in conclusion, another thing that you'll gain from mentorship is support and guidance. Like I said earlier, your mentors have gone through it all, or at least are going through some things and have gone through some things that you will go through. And because they've gone through it, they have the bandwidth to let you know what will happen and how to avoid those unfortunate circumstances. So with this, you'll be able to get adequate support and guidance from your mentors. The importance of having mentors is far-reaching, right? And so numerous. So from access to expertise, knowledge, increased accountability, expanded networks, mentorship can also provide support and guidance, like I said, that you will need to turn your vision into a reality. For some of us here, because we're early stage founders, it's like, I have all of these great plans. I want to do XYZ. I want to ensure the prosperity of Africa. My startup will do this. And these things are visions and they are great. But with mentorship, you'll be able to turn these visions into reality. And I trust that as we're learning this, you're already thinking, who and who can I connect with to access all of these benefits for the sake of my startup and for the sake of my business. Next slide, sir. So how do you find the right mentors? The first thing I would ask you is, what do you need? Right? Consider the challenges that you're facing or the challenges that you envisage that your business will face. I trust that as you are running your business, you're doing research as well. I think that one of the things that startups don't do enough is R&D. And I think that's something that as you are learning this today, you need to engage in. Why, if I am in fintech, this fintech company who was doing something similar to mine, why did they succeed or why did they fail? If they failed, what can I do to ensure that I don't fail? If they succeeded, what can I do to ensure that I succeed as well and even surpass their success, so to speak, right? So you need to consider what your own challenges currently are, and based on research, what you envisage that your challenges will be, and what kind of expertise and guidance you will need to overcome them. Not every mentor is the right mentor for you. I will repeat that again. Not every mentor is the right mentor for you. So you need to find the right mentor for you. Now, how do you find this right mentor? Like I said, consider your challenges. Are you looking for someone who has experience in your industry? Are you looking for someone who has navigated similar business challenges? Are you looking for someone who has overall general insight on how to even run a startup or a business generally? Or are you looking for a specific thing? Oh, okay, I need a mentor with regards to business financing. I need a mentor with regards to business, ensuring that my business model is foolproof. I need a mentor to ensure that I'm able to scale my business from 0 to 1,000 clients and 1,000 customers, and even scale beyond my locale or demography or geography, right? So you need to know what you're looking for. Knowing what you need will help you focus your search and find the mentor that is well suited to your needs. Like I said earlier, not every mentor is the right mentor for you. So you need to be able to ensure that you have the right mentor. Now, another thing to think about is your preferred mentorship style. What is your preferred mentorship style? And if, as you're thinking about this, you can type in the chat box. I'd like to know, what is your preferred mentorship style? And I'm going to read it out. So for those who will respond, Nana, what is your preferred mentorship style? Gift, what is your preferred mentorship style? Chantel, what is your preferred mentorship style? Alera, what is your preferred mentorship style? Harriet, I'd like to hear from you. Timothy, I'd like to hear from you. God's Gift, Tammy, Carla, please go ahead. I'd like to hear from you guys. Olalekon, what is your preferred mentorship style? Feel free to type in the chat box. And if you have no idea what mentorship style is, please feel free to also say, I have no idea. Aha. Thank you for being honest. You're not sure what style is. Okay. God gives said a mentor that doubles as a partner. Cool. Tammy says, I have no idea. Awesome. Thank you for your responses. No idea. Cool. That's fine. So when it comes to mentorship styles, you want to know so there are different mentorship styles. There are some mentors who are hands-on, right? Okay, so Timothy said, I have not heard this before. So there are some mentors who are hands-on, that is, they are involved in your day-to-day business experience. And I think that's what I think God's Gift is also saying, a mentor that doubles as a partner, someone who is a mentor but is also engaged in your day-to-day business experience, or someone who is just a sounding board, right? Some mentors are just sounding boards. When you have ideas, you just take it to them, they hear you out and they give you advice, right? And there's some that they don't ask you for what is going on. They think ahead of what they think that your business will need, and they give you advice, right? So these are different mentorship styles that people prefer. So for some people, they don't want their mentors involved in their day-to-day business. They don't want their mentors as partners. And that's fine, right? Yes, Aditalas is a collaborative style. Some people don't want a collaborative style. They just want a sounding board. Some mentors are down for that. So you can get that as well. That may be what you need for you. And that may be the kind of mentor that you need to start searching for. Some people want someone who is just an advisor, someone who can think ahead of what their business will need and reach out to them to say, I am hearing about these trends in your industry, and I think that you should start keying into this, and this, even without hearing from them first, right? So knowing what you're looking for with your mentor-mentee relationship, with your mentorship style, can help you find someone who is the best fit for you, right? While you're also doing this, you need to also know, how do I now find this mentor? You have talked about the fact that I should know what I need. I know what I need. You've talked about my mentorship style. Thank you for telling me what mentorship styles are now. So I know the kind of mentorship style I'm looking for. So how do I now find these mentors? Honestly, you cannot look for mentors and search for mentors just from the convenience of your office or of your house, or you're just thinking that mentorship relationships are like romantic relationships. You cannot just say, oh, I'm looking for husband, I'm looking for wife, and you sit down at home. Except you're looking for a thief. Nobody will jump in through your window to come and be your mentor, right? So it's important that you go out. It's important that you search. It's important that you are proactive. Now, there are different ways to seek potential mentorship, right? You can do this through networking events. You can go for industry conferences. You can even find them through online communities, right? There are several online communities. I know that there are communities like Yali. There are communities like Yaga and different ISN. There are different online communities and different physical communities where you can find mentors, even through your innovation and incubation hubs like Kavik, for example. And there are so many other hubs in different countries. I see that there are people not just from Nigeria on this call. So there are different innovation hubs that you can access, and based on their own network, they can connect you with mentors and with investors as well. So these are things that you should also look out for as you look out for mentors, as you search for mentors. You also want to reach out to people in your network and ask for referrals or recommendations, right? So you have access to the likes of Mr. Seun Ogunlana, who has over the years been a profound mentor. You have access to people like Philip. These are mentors that you need to be thinking about. These are mentors that these are people that you need to be reaching out to say, these are the kind of mentors I am looking for. Can you refer me to mentors, right? And they will be able to refer you to mentors. Now, when evaluating potential mentors, it is important that you look for someone who is knowledgeable, experienced, and a good fit for your needs. I will say it again. You need someone who is knowledgeable, experience, and a good fit for your needs. Now, you need to consider scheduling an initial meeting or a call to get a feel of their style and to see if they're a good match, because you can't just know from, oh, I think that person is sound, I think that person is knowledgeable. Schedule a first call. Oh, sir or ma or so and so, can I schedule a call with you? I need this and this, and then you're able to sense from the conversation the kind of style, and see if that's the kind of style that you need for your own business, right? So, and see if they're a good match for you and for where you are at in your business operations. In conclusion, finding the right mentor for your startup takes time and effort, right? But it can pay big dividends in terms of guidance, support, and expertise. So by knowing what you're looking for and reaching out to potential mentors, you'll be able to find the right person that will take your business to the next level and help you secure the kind of funds that you're looking for. Does that make sense? Are we on the same page? And by the way, I need to say that I like the fact that you guys are engaging and you're responding in the chat box. So thank you and keep it up. Next slide, sir. Qualities of an effective mentor. I already highlighted these things. I should have asked you guys first. What do you think the qualities of an effective mentor would be? Aside the things that I've written out here. good listener, attention to details. Thank you, Harriet and Tammy. Any other person? Empathetic, great. Network-based, genuine care for mentees' growth. Absolutely. Absolutely. Aligned to same purpose, emotionally intelligent. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I like the fact that you guys are already catching this drift of what it would mean to have an effective mentor. Now, notice that I did not just say, I like this person. Gift said successful. I mean, right? Someone who is successful. You don't want a mentor that just coming to tell you as it were. No, but someone who has proven track record of success. So makes sense, right? Like I said, I like the fact that you are already catching the drift of what it will mean to be an effective mentor. And you see that I didn't just say a good mentor, an effective mentor. So based on your needs, based on what you're trying to achieve, right? You need a mentor that will be effective to achieve your own goals as an organization. Now, these are some of the qualities that I think, in addition to all the amazing things that you guys have said, leadership qualities, easygoing. Some mentors will not be easygoing. So if easygoing is what you're looking for, Kakel, then you should start looking for, then have a conversation with the potential mentors and see, oh, is this person easygoing? Because some mentors are very not easygoing, not in a bad way, but in a very hands-on. I am passionate about your success and I will sit on your neck until I see that you're successful kind of mentors. So yes, so someone who will hold you accountable. Amazing, amazing. So yes, these are essential traits that you need to start looking out for, right, as you're searching for mentors. So experience, like I said earlier, they say is the best teacher. But beyond being your own experience, you want somebody who is experienced. A mentor who has gone through the ups and downs of starting and running a business will be able to provide the valuable insights and guidance based on their own experiences. And that will help you not to fall into the mistakes and errors that they fell into, right? This will help you navigate common challenges and help you also see opportunities, right? And provide advice on how you will make better decisions going forward. Like someone said, someone to hold them accountable. So they'll be able to say, oh, this thing you have done is wrong. This is how to do better going forward. These are the things that a mentor can glean from their own wealth of experience and share with you, right? So another key quality of an effective mentor is the willingness to share their knowledge and expertise. I can tell you categorically that not everyone who has experience is willing to share it. Some people, because they don't want to share, some people because they are not necessarily teachers, as it were, and they don't have that patience or time or bandwidth to share knowledge and experience with anybody, right? So you want somebody who is willing and ready to share their knowledge and expertise with you. A good mentor is someone, an effective mentor is someone who is generous with their time and their resources. So there are some mentors that they don't have time for you. So you send them emails and emails and emails and emails, and you're wondering, what's going on? So you want somebody who will be responsive, right? And the person who is eager to share their time and their resources with you. Now, like I said, not everybody is willing to do this. So you need to find the best fit for you. Someone who is approachable, someone who is friendly. Your mentor is not your friend, but your mentor has to be friendly enough to be willing to help you succeed, to be willing to come down to your level and teach you things and explain things to you. So don't now say, oh, this mentor is not my friend. The person doesn't want to be my friend. No, your mentor is not going to be your friend necessarily, but your mentor has to be friendly enough to ensure that they are invested in your success. And they have to be approachable enough for you to be able to reach out to them and ensure that they give you adequate feedback and listen to you per time. Another important trait of an effective mentor is strong network. Mentors who have a wealth of contact and connections will help you expand your own network and open you to new opportunities. They can introduce you to potential investors, like I said, because you need to keep in mind that the essence of this entire program, right, beyond this session, but the entire program is to help you raise funds and access capital, right, and scale your business. So the right mentors having this strong network will be able to introduce you to potential investors, will be able to introduce you to potential partners, we'll be able to introduce you to even clients and help you to even navigate the entire client pool, to design the right client archetype, right? And provide valuable insights into your industry. So these are the things that you need to start thinking about. Then also, effective mentors will be able to, must have excellent communication skills. You don't want a mentor that ghosts you, right? And you are wondering, what's going on? Or a mentor that cannot adequately express themselves as to what they want you to achieve per time, right? So you want excellent communication skills when it comes to your mentorship experience, and as you find your mentors. They should be able to articulate their ideas and thoughts clearly and concisely to you. They should be able to listen actively and provide constructive feedback. You don't want mentors that put you down at every point in time because they think that what you're saying does not align with what you're thinking. They should be able to listen actively and give you constructive feedback. And they should be able to help you with these good communication skills, and even reaching out to other people who will help you build your business. And this will ensure a strong mentor-mentee relationship, right? So you need to identify all of these things in addition to all of these things that you have also mentioned as you search for your mentor. Next slide, sir. Thank you, sir. So building a strong mentor-mentee relationship. I have itemized some things here. Set clear expectations. See, guys, you cannot just say, oh, I'm looking for a mentor. I need a mentor. I need a mentor. Mentor-mentee relationships and relationships based and built on trust, respect, and open communication. One of the most important factors in building this strong mentor-mentee relationship is setting clear expectations. In fact, it's so important. You have to define your goals of this relationship. You have to agree on what both parties hope to get out of the relationship. Your mentor-mentee relationship is not just one-sided. It's not just for you alone. And I think that's one of the things that proteges and mentees make a mistake from, because they just think that, oh, this relationship is one-sided. I am only thinking of how this mentor-mentee relationship benefits me. No, it will benefit both parties, but you have to set clear expectations from the beginning on how this mentor-mentee relationship will benefit both parties. Now, you have to be clear on what your goals are. It has to be important to establish communication protocols, right? How often are you going to meet? How do you provide feedback? How do they provide feedback? How do you address issues that may arise? Are you conversing via emails? Is it okay to reach out on WhatsApp? Is it going to be just on LinkedIn? You need to know. These are things that you need to discuss from the beginning. Yeah, yes, Harriet, it sounds like a good marriage. Exactly. Exactly, right? A mentor-mentee relationship also, you need to build it on mutual respect. So you of course, the reason why you have reached out to this mentor is because you respect them, but you also need to ensure that your mentor respects you, right? So a good mentor should respect your vision and your goals, while you should respect their experience and expertise, right? Both parties should be open to feedback. So you have to be willing to be open to feedback from your mentors. And the kind of mentors that you're getting has to be people that are open to feedback from you as well and willing to make changes. You should be open to adapt to the things that are being said based on feedback, and own your own behavior in order to ensure that you have a positive relationship. That's very important. Good communication is also very key. I talked about communication earlier concerning having an effective mentor. In fact, in building a good mentor-mentee relationship on both ends, you have to have good communication skills. You have to be open, you have to be honest, you have to be transparent with your mentor. It is important that you share challenges and ask for feedback, and to be willing to listen to your mentor's advice. Some startups think that, like I said, they know it all. So when mentors give them advice, it's like, no, I would rather do what I want to do in my own heart. No, you can't do that, right? Your mentor should also be a good sounding board for your ideas. They need to be able to provide constructive feedback that will help you grow and to succeed. And then finally, both of you have to be committed. Mentors should be willing to invest their time and their energy into this relationship. And you have to be proactive and take advantage of your mentor's guidance. You have to be dedicated to your own growth. There are some startups that I have met in my career over the years who, there are times that I'm like, how am I more passionate about your success than you are? It can't work, right? You have to also be passionate about your growth. Your mentor cannot be more passionate than you are. Your mentor cannot be doing more research about your business than you're doing. Your mentor cannot be seeking opportunities more than you are seeking. So when you are meeting with your mentors, you need to be you need to be able to come to say, I have done this research. Your mentor's input and feedback should be an add-on to what you have already done. You're not just going to your mentor to say, I don't know what to do. What can I do? No. Right? So you need to be committed to the relationship and committed to your success as a startup. Next slide, sir. Thank you, sir. So the role of mentorship in securing funding and scaling your business. Now, some people are like, yes, this is what we have been waiting for. One major startup challenge is securing funding and scaling the business, right? And mentorship plays a very big role in this. A big challenge that people have seen, that I have seen that people encounter, startups encounter, is number one, access to finance, and number two, managing cash flow. We've all heard of Dash, the Ghanaian startup that went bankrupt a couple of weeks or days ago. And when you find out why they went under, I wonder why a startup founder thought that it was wise for him to be earning $50,000 as salary at the early stage of his startup journey. I mean, it's ridiculous. You're trying to build a lasting business. And I'm sure that if they had mentors would have told them, guy, you can't do this, right? So it's not enough. And I need to emphasize this. It's not enough that you secure funding, because Dash secured, I think about, is it 86 point something million dollars in their how many years of existence since 2019. So that's a lot of money. That's adequate finance secured to ensure success, but it wasn't properly managed. So we're going to be looking at how mentorship will help you not just secure finance, but sustain finance and scale your business, right? A mentor can help you make informed decisions on how to balance your account, allocate resources, make informed decisions about managing your finance, and provide guidance on how to prioritize spending. You cannot be spending excessively on overhead costs, right? So these are things that you need to be thinking about. Now, as you come into this mentorship relationship, you need to have valuable connections. You need to have valuable, your mentor needs to have valuable connections. It's not enough. And I need to say it again. It's not enough that this mentor sounds like they sound nice on paper. You need to have, your mentors need to have valuable connections, right? One of the biggest benefits of having a mentor, like I said earlier, is that they can provide valuable connections to you. They can introduce you to potential investors. This is very, very key as you secure mentorship. Access to valuable connections, access to valuable potential investors. Mentors have extensive network within the investors community, and they can use these connections to help set up secure funding. I have one or two hands-on experience with this regard, where mentors have said, you know what, and even for me as a person, even for the startups that I have mentored over the years, to say, oh, I think this is this kind of investor. In fact, I'm currently working on one investment opportunity from one of the startups that have been connected to me, right? So this is how it works. Your mentor needs to have the kind of network base that will introduce you to investors, funds, VCs, all of these people that can help you secure funding for your startups. So, and for your businesses, right? So you need to have this. Another thing is guidance. Like I said earlier, your startup, your mentors will be able to give you adequate guidance. They can provide advice on how to approach potential investors. They can give you guidance on how to even draft your pitch deck. They know these investors. They know what the investors like. So they are in the best position to tell you, this is the way to go, walk in it, right? They're in the best position to give you that kind of advice and that kind of guidance, right? They can tell you the best key decisions that you should be making as a business part-time to attract the kind of investors that you need. They'll tell you how to optimize your business model. They'll tell you how to identify revenue streams. They'll tell you how to develop your sales and marketing strategies. This guidance will help you make informed decisions and grow your business more effectively and even attract the kind of investors that you need for your business. Mentorship will also help you navigate the many challenges that will hamper the scaling and the growth of your business. So mentors can envisage challenges ahead of time and provide the solutions that will assist you in mitigating against them. For example, as your business grows, it may face challenges like I talked about, managing cash flow. It may face challenges about dealing with regulatory requirements. So you may have money in terms of funding, but because of regulatory issues, you cannot spend the money on the things that you need to build the products that you want to build. Your mentor will be the best person to tell you, oh, this is how to go about it, right? A mentor can provide guidance and support to help you navigate these challenges and help you to grow your business. So these are things that I believe that you should be thinking about when you're looking at mentors and mentoring in securing funding and scaling your business. Next slide, sir. Now, maximizing your mentorship relationship. You need to be proactive. You need to be proactive, right? It means that after setting clear goals and expectations for the mentorship, you have to be open to feedback and advice. You need to be actively seeking out opportunities to learn and to grow. It's not going to be a passive relationship. Your mentors are thinking about not just you as a startup. They're also thinking about their own businesses. They're thinking about other startups that are in their mentorship pool. So you need to be proactive. Like I said earlier, send in reports. Reach out to your mentors. Oh, these are the things that we're thinking about. Oh, I'd like to schedule a meeting with you. You need to be very proactive. I also talked about being clear on your objectives and what you want to learn, right? Another thing, and I know that I mentioned it earlier, but I don't think that it can be overemphasized. The role of accountability, openness, and honesty at all times. To maximize your mentorship relationship, you cannot afford to be hiding things from your mentors. And you need to be flexible and adaptable to your mentorship relationship, right? You can't just say, oh, this is how we are. This is what we have designed. This is how we are going to go about it. You need to be willing to adjust your goals. You need to be willing to adjust expectations where necessary. You need to be open to feedback and advice from your mentor. By being flexible and adaptable, you will ensure that you get the most out of your mentorship experience and you'll be able to grow and develop as an entrepreneur and as a business and as a company, right? So these are things that I think that you need to think about to maximize your mentorship relationship, so that I mean, whether it's that you want to secure funding, whether you're thinking of scaling your business or even growing as a leader, right? A mentorship relationship can play a very critical role in ensuring your success as a business. Next slide, sir. So these are my final thoughts, right? The importance of mentorship for you cannot be overstated. Mentorship can help you overcome the challenge of securing funding, scaling your business, maximizing your chances of success and the likes. And having a mentor can provide valuable guidance, support, and advice that would help you navigate the complex and most times challenging world of business and entrepreneurship. Mentorship can also help you overcome common challenges around all these things that I've mentioned about securing finance for your business and the likes, right? So you cannot say, oh, I don't need a mentor. A good mentor can offer a wealth of experience and insights, as well as fresh perspectives on your business. They can help you stay focused and motivated, provide guidance. They can also help you look out for what you need as the best fit, right? They can help you overcome challenges. They can help you build strong relationships outside of the mentorship relationship, strong investment relationships, strong clientele, strong network, even for you as a startup, as a business, as a founder, right? So mentorship is critical in building your business. And this can be done either through formal mentorship programs, one-on-one relationships, or other initiatives. A founder who invests in mentorship is more likely to succeed and make a positive impact in the world. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you, guys. So I'm open to questions. I believe.
Thank you so much, Busola. I think this has been really mind-blowing. Amazing, amazing stuff. I'm learning a whole lot. And I thought I had gone down this road before, but it's really amazing and concise, accurate. Indeed, I think we have questions. This particular question by Carla Obakolo, I think you have already addressed, but maybe you just might want to take a look at it. But while you're at it, I'm just going to ask a question. It's kind of like a comment, but I don't know if it's a question. And here's what it is. I think I need to let the guys who are on the call understand that a mentor is exactly what it means, mentorship. It's not someone who's going to come run your business for you. It's not someone who's going to come and do your homework for you. And if you truthfully want to have a symbiotic relationship with your mentor, you really need to do the work, because mentors are incredibly busy people. And so for them to even agree to take time off to pick you up as a mentee, you need to make the work easy for them, which is, I think you shouldn't wear out your mentors by going to them every single time. Figure out truthfully what is the critical things or issues they need to help you with in building your business, and then approach them on those things. If you wear a mentor out by going too often, and I think that's one of the big problems with startups. The tendency to just want to run straight to the mentor when you have a challenge. You can truthfully wear them out, and at some point, that's why sometimes you find very big people or big players in the industries who are no longer interested in mentorship. It's not because they don't want to help people, it's simply because people tend to wear them out. So I think we need to understand that and bring that to play in the early days of building our businesses, so you don't wear your mentors out. Now to the question that Carla asked, it says, how can I access the kind of mentorship that helps my tech not-for-profit access grants? So Carla is in a place where it's a tech business, but it's a not-for-profit, which is an interesting space. What kind? But I think you have addressed this in talking about even finding where they are, who the type of mentors you want, and all. But if you just want to address this, but there are also other questions now in the chat box. So please, you have the floor. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So Carla, yes, I have addressed this, but I need to also say that you are going to need to narrow your search. I see that you mentioned that most of the people in your own network at this time, most of the mentors that you have access to, are people who are working in the for-profit space. But you need to also realize that there are actually people who are doing tech not for profit, right? And it's a very interesting space to run. So you need to find them. Some of them are on LinkedIn. I mentioned earlier that you need to be doing proper research. So beyond your network, go online, find out who are running the not-for-profit, tech not-for-profit space, people who have done it, who are doing it, and who are succeeding while at it, and who you can leverage on their experience and their expertise, right? I recently learned about, I don't know if I'm at liberty to say that here, but I recently learned about a particular organization that is doing not-for-profit for tech, right? And I think that They are also at their early stage, but they have a wealth of knowledge based off other experiences they've had in the not-for-profit space, especially for humanitarian services. So they've been able to harness their knowledge and their expertise from that arm and bring it into the tech sector. These are the kind of people that you want to be talking to because they have a wealth of knowledge. They have done it, they are doing it. So they will help you understand how to also go through it as well. So do your research, go on LinkedIn. There are plenty, right? Just do your research. And there are some organizations, like I mentioned earlier, who there are even tech innovation hubs that are not necessarily, that have not-for-profit arms, right? And because they have not-for-profit arms, they are able to give you guidance on how to access grants, right? So I used to work in such a tech hub, especially, and I used to work in the not-for-profit arm of that tech hub, right? So I understand how to navigate getting grants for my not-for-profit in a tech hub. Do you understand? So there are people who are doing these things. You just need to find them. And I trust that if you do your research, you'll be able to find them. All right. Let me see. So Ebuka is asking that what's the difference between a mentor and an advisor? Are they the same? In some sense, they're sort of the same, but I would say that a mentor goes beyond just advising you. If I'm your advisor, you just come to meet me to say, oh, I need this, and this, or I reach out to you to say this, and this. Advisory services are just that, advisory services. But a mentor-mentee relationship is a relationship. You may not necessarily have, let me say it like this. Your mentor can be your advisor, but your advisor may not necessarily be your mentor, right? So your mentor goes beyond just giving you advice. Your mentor is invested in your success. So your mentor will open doors of opportunities to you. Your mentor will give you access to networks. Your mentor will give you access to clients. Do you understand? Your mentor holds your hands. So it goes beyond, Carla says, so I want you to be my mentor. So it goes beyond just advisory when it comes to mentor-mentee relationships. I hope that answers your question, Ibuka. I hope I've not missed any other one. Okay, Chantel asks where you can connect with me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I am Rachel Beckley. I got married, so my surname changed to Perez Folayan. But yeah, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn at Rachel Beckley. Can a mentor be a partner in your business? I think that I answered this during the course of the presentation, that there are some mentors that are hands-on. I don't know about partnership in terms of active partnering with your business, but it can be more like silent partners. So your mentor will not run your business. And I think that Philip mentioned that earlier. Your mentor will not run your business for you, but you can have a mentor who is a silent partner in your business and just comes on and gives business structure, advisory, and all of that. So I think that answers your question. Will you be assigned a mentor? No, I mean, I think that this is a general question, or I don't know if this question is to Kavik. Please, Chantel, I think you should clarify.
Well, speaking for Kavik, we will not be assigning mentors, but
okay,
we have mentors who are also joining here, and we're asking that people can take the opportunity of having met them here to also reach out to them and see if they want to mentor. Like I said, mentors are very busy people. It's been crazy even getting everyone around to attend this particular meetup. But I mean, you've made friends with them now, you've spoken to them, you have their addresses. I think it's up to you to now follow with the conversation from there and build a relationship out of it as best as you can. Thank you, Busola. Please continue.
Okay, so I think that gives perspective, right, Chantel? So no, you have to seek out your own mentors. I mean, what's the name? This program will not give you mentors, but they have given you access to people who are potential mentors. So do you understand what I'm saying? Right. So yes, leverage on that opportunity. And like I said, you can go on all those other channels that I mentioned earlier as you seek out your mentors. How can I access a mentor? I have responded to this during the course of my presentation. You can access them via referrals, recommendations, online communities, attending industry fairs, attending networking programs, right? So you can always access people who are potential mentors. But you need to already know who you want to be your mentor, the kind of person. You've done a mentor archetype. This is the kind of person that solves the problem that I either have now or might have in the future. And this is the kind of person I need to be my mentor at this time, right? So when you're going for all of those networking programs or industry fairs and whatnot, right, you already know the kind of person that you are approaching to be your mentor. In fact, some people who are very proactive know the person exactly that they want to be their mentors, and they reach out to them to say, I need you to be my mentor. This is this, and this will be how this mentorship relationship will work, and all of that. So yes. Okay, I don't know who Ephraim is and why he's asking people to type their names and emails in the chat, but yeah. Okay, so Phil, that's a very good question. How do mentors usually charge? Now, I have to be very honest with you. Most times, mentorship as in my own experience has been pro bono, right? A lot of mentors just want to share their wealth of knowledge and expertise with you, and share their resources with you because they want to see you succeed. But like I said, it's a two-way street, a relationship of mutual respect. So as much as your mentor is doing this pro bono, as it were, like I said, based on my own experience, even though I do not necessarily charge for mentorship, except if it's in a formal mentorship program. If it's in a formal mentorship program, there is a price attached, right? But if it's not in a formal mentorship program, most of my mentorship experiences have been pro bono. And the way my mentees and my startups have been able to, what I say, give back to the relationship. Sometimes I've just been them on their own volition saying, oh, this has been a beneficial relationship to me. And after each segment, sending whatever it is they want to send to me. But I don't necessarily charge. Now, some mentors have fees, right? So there is no one size fits all to how mentors charge. Some mentors are doing it pro bono. Some mentors actually have fees. And depending on how you meet your mentors, if it's in a mentorship program, some might charge you based on the fee attached to that mentorship program. So it's all dependent on how you meet your mentor. So yeah, and meeting. Okay, Chantal, I don't know, this is not clear. And meeting through. Please, I don't
I think what
understand this
she's
question.
saying, Busola, is that she was following the narrative, and she said she's been able to get a supplier, and so she's meeting up with the supplier on Thursday, and so she's saying she probably may just ask the person for a mentorship, if the person is ready to be a mentor. So maybe based on what you've taught so far.
I mean, if that's the best fit for you, if you have looked at this supplier and based on what you are looking at as a business, you believe that this is the best person who should be your mentor at this time for your business, please go ahead and ask the person if they can be your mentor.
Thank you so much, Busola. I think I'm just going to ask all our other mentors who have joined in now, Dr. Phillips, Gideon Brefo, Seun, to please unmute their microphones, because it's time for them all to also be engaged in this conversation as well. And the way we're going to be conducting the rest of this session is that if you have any questions for those who are attending, kindly please put it in the question and answer box so that they can just address it as we go along. And this question and answers, or these questions really can span every area that we've had so far on the webinar, especially where they've spoken. So from customer acquisition to valuation to design thinking, bootstrapping, and all of it. So please, the floor is open now, and you can please type your questions so that we have it in a very orderly manner. Thank you. I think there's already a question. I don't know who wants to go first, but Harriet is asking, is it possible to have a mentor for a group of people that are in a similar industry?
Okay. Does any other person want to go first, or should I just respond to this?
You can go ahead.
Okay, so I would say that it is possible, but like I said, it's all based on understanding, right? It's based on the fact that you have set clear goals. So you have all decided, all of you in a similar industry, you have decided that you want this person to be your mentor. So you need to determine with the mentor, right? Approach the mentor to even find out if the person is available. And if the person is available and has bandwidth to take on all of you at the same time, it's all based on the initial conversation as to what is possible, right? But I don't think that it's impossible to have a mentor. I think it's very, very possible.
Okay, that's great. So I think there's also, to just add to that, I think one thing we also need to look out is the industry. Is it a competitive industry? And are you all like competing, or are you collaborating to build the industry? And I'll give you an example, right? So using archery, for instance, as one, like we want to build this, we start a startup, we're using archery. Archery is using bow and arrow for some sports. In Nigeria, it's not even a popular industry or a known industry or a known area of sports that people are attracted about or get involved in. So if I have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people that run an archery range or an archery club, we can all have one mentor, maybe that's in UK or that's somewhere else, that's in Ghana or that's in South Africa. That would work. Why? Because we've not even built the industry, and the industry is interesting when it's large. So we need to be able to stay, like the market size is large enough for every one of us to grow into, right? Because it's new. Like we're going to be like the pioneers of that industry. But if it is a very competitive industry, because knowledge is going to be shared and strategies are going to be shared with your mentors, right? Specifically for you. So if it's a very competitive industry that the market size is very small and very niched, if you guys are all deploying the same strategy, which would also always come from your mentor, I'm not sure in those scenarios it would be the best case, but I will allow my panelists to talk about what their view is on that. But that's just my reservation on it. Dr. Lanre, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and I think you've spoken spot on. From me, really, nothing more to add.
Oh, okay. So Phil is asking, is there by any means a risk of disclosure of unique ideas that can assist to other entrepreneurs? She said it's necessary to be open. Okay, so I think I'll start with this and then allow someone else to take it. So first, and this is something you need to settle within yourself. If you follow this program from the beginning, we actually made it clear that really, the term unique idea most times does not exist. Because the idea you think you have that is unique, if you check a call for application, you'll be surprised that while you just have it as an idea, some people have the MVP for that same idea. So it's not so much about the idea that you have, but the ability to execute and come up with your MVP and get the right resources and ensure that the market can respond to that MVP. So I think that's it. So, and then if you don't also disclose this idea to your mentor, how is he going to share with you his wealth of knowledge? Now, you would understand that mentors have deep, vast experience and knowledge. Some it's based on things that they've done and succeeded. Some it's based on things that they've done and they've actually failed in. So when you don't share the idea, you might not even be able to start from the point of ensuring you don't go through the parts that they failed on, but taking knowledge from the parts that they failed and seeing what you can do to now succeed. So I think that's my counsel. Gideon, do you want to take a stab on that also? Or who else wants to go?
Yeah, I actually just want to reemphasize what you've said again and then share light on a bit more about it. You see, the truth of the matter is there's nothing new under the sun. The idea or the concept that you think is wholly yours, the internet has made us slaves to our own reality now. So you'd find out that somebody else is doing it somewhere. Somebody else has probably even gone further than you. Okay, so there's the need to be open. There's the need to actually be vulnerable with your mentor. The essence of mentorship is hand-holding. Okay, and I tell people you need to be careful who you select as your mentor. You can select anybody as your advisor, but a mentor is different. A mentor has to be somebody that's walked that path before. Otherwise, they will just be speaking English, textbook English to you. Okay, so you need to find somebody who has made those mistakes ahead. The essence of mentorship is, hey, I've been in these potholes before. I have studied this road leading to where you are going. I don't want you to enter the same potholes that I've been. Okay, that's the essence of mentorship. So mentorship is not about the degrees, it's not about theoretical knowledge, it's more of practical experience of the mentor. And he's saying, hey, I will handhold you. I know where the potholes are so that you don't make the same mistakes that I've made.
Thank you so much, guys. Amazing contributions so far. I'm also going to ask at this time, I think a couple of people sent in their pitches. And so while we're entertaining questions, I think it's also time to look at the pitches. I did send it to, I think, a few of us here, some of the mentors on this call, to look at it and see what they could do better, what type of pitch it was. And so please, if you guys would like to respond alongside, so maybe pick a particular pitch and we can deal with that as well. I can see people already asking about it. So Seun, do you want to go first?
Yes, okay, so everyone wanted to bring up that particular pitch that I just reviewed recently, and then use that as a. So the pitch deck is from a gift speech deck, is GSG Digital Research Center. So is the person here?
I believe Gift is on the call. Gift, if you're on the call, please indicate by saying yes. Okay, yeah, he's answered. He says, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. So I'm just going to give you two feedback, all right? First, your problem statement, and I'll read so that everyone can learn from it. Your problem statement says, Malawi, like any other country, is going digital in all aspects. Despite that, Chitipa is technologically backward, as 70% of its people within the range of 10 to 50 years are computer illiterate. And then you cited, and then this poses a threat to their daily endeavor, business, profession, academic, in this modern world, right? So that's I'm not sure that you sold that problem as something that is like a pandemic that we really need to solve now. Do you get? And so in crafting your problem statement, you need to be sure that, like, I can feel it. I can feel the pain. I can connect to why this problem needs to be solved now and not tomorrow. Do you get? So an example of what I would expect you to, how I would expect you to craft your problem statement would be that what is happening in Chitipa as a result of them not being technologically literate. Do you understand? So do you want to talk about how this has deprived us of increasing employment? Do you want to talk about how this has made means of business operation to be less effective? Do you talk about the problem that every day to day we face, like related to what we face on a daily basis, how this has impacted in the overall economical or socio-economical livelihood of the people of Chitipa? That is how I would have expected you to craft your problem statement. So I want you to go back and ensure that when you sell this problem, I can feel it. I can feel the number of graduates that are going into crime because they are not technological savvy, and knowing that, they had technology, if they were technological literate, they can actually, the opportunities that they are missing. So they might actually have been working in international, getting global opportunities, or talk to it in that aspect. That's what I would have expected. Then when you came to your solution, right, you said GSG aims at bridging the digital skips by providing industry relevant training and resources that empower individuals to succeed in the digital economy and create a more inclusive digital society. Now, let me just give you an example, because I don't want you to craft it for you. I want you to craft it yourself. So this is just my direct feedback. When you want to make your problem statement, I want you to say things like, so there are a lot of opportunities, job opportunities in Chitipa, because there are banks, there are tech organizations, there are tech hubs, but there is no matching skill set because the people generally are not tech savvy or are not computer literate. That's one. Then when you come to your solution, I want you to tell me that, you've done some sort of research and find out that the tech skill set or the computer literacy competence that people want is on 5 main things: spreadsheet management, spreadsheet usage, right? Designs, animation. So you've done a level of work that shows me that you understand this industry and you really know that this solution would actually solve the problem. So that's how specific and simple and clear that I would want you to craft both your problem statement and the solution that you're coming up with. Do you understand? So then, before you now go into our service, which now talks about Microsoft packages, computer programming, research project, all these things, they are fine, but why is it that is this thing? And do you understand? So that's the feedback I will give you for that
one. Thank you so much, Seun. I think we will come back to you because there's a question for you, but right now, I'd like Busola to address the question that Samuel is asking, Busola and Lanre, as the case may be. It says, what if your product is an invention? How do you get, I guess is what he's saying, a mentor for something that is new tech or a new industry, maybe an area that people are not really there yet? How do you find mentors for such? Busola, are you there?
I'm here, and I find this question very interesting because I think that I'm not sure if it was Lanre that responded earlier and said there is nothing new under the sun. I appreciate the fact that you believe that your idea is an invention, right? And it's completely new. But I can assure you that someone somewhere has done something similar, whose experience you can glean from. I don't think, no matter how new you think that the invention is, it has been proven through research that there is nothing as new. It might be novel in your area, right? You might be doing it for the first time in your country. You might be doing it for the first time in your field, right? But somebody else, somewhere else has done it. And it's not going to be so hard for you to find someone who has done it to now say, oh, this thing I'm doing, I'm just trying to crack it open in my country or in my industry. And you've done this in your own industry, or you've done this in your own country, or you've done this somewhere else. And I would like you to mentor me on how to navigate it. This is really what I think. But I'd like to hear from Lanre what he thinks about this.
I mean, I'm aligned with your thought process, but let me even ask, what is wrong in somebody else doing what you're doing? The reality is there's nothing wrong really. But I think once again in this part of the world, and I'm saying this not, I'm not trying to dismiss the fact that there are inventions. We stay so much with the product. We stay so much with the fact that we are the brain behind this, than even concentrating on the people we should actually concentrate on the most. The people called the customers. So several times, and when I speak to startups several times, I see that they dwell so much on the solution. You know, in the sessions that I've taken lately, I've had to literally raise my voice to let people know that the solution is not the cocoa. The solution is not where the money is. The money is in the identification of the problem, you know. But because we're tech people and we've sat back for 8 weeks, we've been able to get this solution to this problem. We feel very good about it, and rightfully so. There's nothing wrong with you feeling very good about what you've been able to process. But the reality, friends, is someone somewhere, maybe even a younger person, maybe even a less experienced person, has that solution too. It's a bit painful, but it's the reality. So I don't think there's a problem with the fact that you develop chicken and chips and then somebody else is selling chicken and chips. I don't think that's where your focus should be. I think your focus should be more on the segment of the market that you're addressing. The reality is, if everybody were to buy into your solution, you wouldn't even be alive to take care of all of them. So let's live with the fact that there are other people that would take from the things we've seemingly invented and be able to do stuff with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Thank you so much, Lanre and Busola. Couple of questions here. Someone's asking on the chat, Chantel, I think. If someone has the idea design, I wish Gideon were back on this call. If someone has the idea design in another country and not yet in your country, and you do the same design in your country, can there be legal implications? Who wants to take this? I would say of the, okay, go on.
Look, I'm just going to give this a stab. There's practically nothing we are doing in this part of the world that was not done in one part, that didn't come from one part of the world before. So like, and I'm just going to give something that we can all relate to. So we all know Afrobeat is like an African Nigerian gen, right? But do you know that there are Americans now that they will tell you that their style, their genre of music is Afrobeat? So it can be now as a nation or as a continent sues the singer from America or UK that is saying that, no, you can't. Do you understand? Because of the jurisdiction, the area of jurisdiction, and all ideas. You know, when we said, when Dr. Lanre said, he said that no idea is unique by itself. Nothing is new under heaven, right? So the same way this set of music, this set of business exists in one part, that's also how it will exist in another part. And also it even allows for growth and expansion. Do you get? If you check now, Coca-Cola is in different parts of the world, but the type of Coca-Cola that is in different parts of the world sometimes is different. But all Coca-Cola products also have competitions even in the local markets that they exist. Do you get? So that's what you need to do, is learn from these people and be sure that you are giving the same value. I know there's a particular African artist that just takes songs that is hit songs from Nigeria and then sings it in his own dialect, and is like one of the superstars. I've forgotten the country. It's an African country, and it's like one of the top superstars in their country. So there was a term we used to call it when I was in Ventures platform. we call it glocalization. That is taking what already exists in different parts of the world and then customizing it towards the taste of that locality that you find yourself. That's awesome. The moment you've done that, it's no longer a copy. It's a new thing. It's a unique thing by itself, right? So, and that's just my 2 cents on that.
All right. Thank you, Lanre. Okay, sure. Busola, please. By all means, go on.
So from a legal perspective, you need to find out if the design has been patented,
exactly,
or if there is any form of registration on that design.
Exactly.
As long as there is no registration on it, please feel free. But once that's why I said research is very important. Find out, okay, this thing has been designed, but it's not designed in my country. But wherever it was designed, what was the registration? And you need to find out what kind of registration was done. So number one, was it registered? And I'm sure that Ada already went through registrations. I think there was a legal, yes. Yeah. So if it was registered, and what was the kind of registration done? Because there are some patent registrations that tell you that you cannot design the same thing at all anywhere else. There are some registrations that give a caveat of 70% similarity. So if it is 70% similar to the design that we have in our country or the design that we have done, then you have infringed on our either copyright or patent or whatnot. So you need to do your research before you jump on any design from any country.
Thank you so much, Busola. I'm going to ask.
I wanted to push to that also so that they are very clear. Does this mean that patent registration it's a global structure, or it's based on a particular location or province? So if I patent an idea in US, does it mean that it covers everywhere in the globe, or it's just for within America or for within that continent? That's what, because if you say it like this, it might actually mean that because this thing has been patented in one country, someone can create it, and then it defeats the fact that I might get an inspiration almost the same time the person got inspiration, and I might have been doing this way before that person starts. So just to put some sort of clarity in that regard, if you don't mind.
Thank you, Mr. Sherman. I think that's very sound. So patents is not global. However, there are people who get international patents. So most times people just patent things in their countries, right? So you patent in Mozambique, you patent in Nigeria. But there are people who, under private international laws, get international patents. The reason why, no matter what you do, you cannot do another Coca-Cola. You can do Biggie, you can do any other thing that looks like Coca-Cola, but you can, by the time they test the composition, it must not be the same composition as Coca-Cola. It can have the same color. You can do whatever you like, but it must not be such that by the time I drink it, I would think I'm drinking Coca-Cola. It's because Coca-Cola has international patents. So that's why I said you need to know what kind of registration was done.
Interesting. I think this makes a lot of sense. I'm going to ask, I think between Lanre and Busola, you guys also take a look at the pitches. Would you like to go with any other one? Let's address them. I think we had about 5 or so pitches that came in. If we could address them in that regards before we come back to questions for Seun as well.
Okay, let me just run through this one that is currently open on my tab. It's from Red Green Line.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Is the person here, please?
Who sent in the thing from Red Green Line? I'm trying to remember whose it was. Okay, good. It's from God's Gift.
Yes.
Good. It's here.
Yeah, God Gift. So first, I need to ask you, God Gift, and please respond in the chat box. If what you are, I really need to understand what you are trying to solve. Is this a startup, or is this a startup, or is this just an SME, or is this what exactly is this business? Because going through your deck, number one, I do not see it as a startup. I have read your problem statement. Yes, it's a very generic problem statement. And I mean, okay, fine. Let's see your solution. Now, your solution is that you are knowing the need for safety and environmental sustainability, access to right safety and security products. I don't think that that's the solution to the problem, right? Your solution has to fit the problem. I don't see where there is a product. Also going down, going down, I see your product and service, but it's not embedded in your solution. Your solution is not holistic. Let me say it like that. Also, I'm looking through your pitch deck and there is no business model at all. So I'm trying to see how you intend to make money. Your products include campaign, but bottom-up approach, trainings, website, store, consultancy. What does that mean, right? I see your target market. I see your competitive advantage and landscape. I'm seeing all these things you have written, but I don't see how you necessarily intend to make money. Your sales channels say you'll be digital and non-digital marketing approach. Like, it's not clear. A lot of things are not clear as to how you intend to run this successfully and how you intend to eventually scale. If what you're looking at is just running, like, a lot of things are just very unclear. It would have been I don't want to take this as a pitch interview. If not, I would have asked you some questions that I would expect you to answer, but I just want you to think through it. Let your solution be very, very concise and holistic, right? So for example, let me read this out. Your problem is, as the world evolves, the need for safety of lives and environmental stability has increased. The demand for safety and security measures have over time been a concern. Red Green Line provides solutions that cut across various sectors. That's so generic. Like, as the world evolves, what part of the world do you want to solve everybody's problem? The need for safety of lives and environmental sustainability has increased. How? The demand for safety and security measures have over time been a concern. How? Why? Why is it a concern? What is the problem? Green Line provides solutions that cut across various sectors. What sectors? Do you understand? Your solution is that you are knowing the need for safety and environmental sustainability. How are you doing that? What are you doing to... A lot of things are very, very unclear, and I think you need to think through your problems. Your problem, what exactly is the problem that you want to solve? Under environmental sustainability, there are so many problems. Is it climate change? Is it greenhouse effect? What exactly are you solving? What exactly is the real problem? Your problem has to be very, very concise, and your solution has to be fit to that problem. The reason why your solution seems like it's all over the place is because the problem is very generic, right? And so I think that you should think through that and provide an actual solution to the problem. Your primary market cuts across people from 18 to 70. That's a very wide market gap. That's a very wide, and I mean, that's fair. Given that we're looking at an holistic approach to reach everyone, can you really reach everyone? And what is this holistic approach, right? You said some will involve EdTech, others will be through sales and services. What kind of EdTech? What is the product under EdTech? You can't just say EdTech, it's too wide, right? So you need to think deeply about what you're doing. Our market also involves environmental sustainability drivers globally. Who are these people? What are they doing? How do you want to approach them? How do you want to access them? How do you want to utilize them, right? I'm seeing a lot of, I'm seeing some startup languages, TAM, SAM, SOM. See, until you figure out what your problem is and the solution, all of those things would not matter, right? So,
Thank you so
HSE Training Academy. Like, just think through your problem, because looking through your deck, as you are seeking $15,000, if I had $15,000 to give, I will not give you $15,000 based off this deck alone. So I would advise that you think through it and then have something more concise and specific. And you can work with your program managers on this program or some, I don't know what it covers, to help you look through this and figure out how to make it better.
Thank you so much, Busola. I think that was very concise. And thank you for pointing out what the challenges were, so that can help God's gift. Lanre, could you please speak on any of the decks as well, since we seem to be addressing them differently now, which I think is good. If Lanre is not ready, Seun.
Yeah, I'm here. So do you want me to attend to the question before review another deck? And I think
okay, yeah, sure. Maybe while Lanre is sorting that out. So there's this question, Seun, from Bidemi. Could you deal with that?
All right. So she asked, she has a practical question regarding bootstrapping. Mr. Seun mentioned that for equity reasons, when raising fund, it is advisable to not label your personal funds put into the business as loan. However, when filing for tax returns with the Nigerian Tax Office, in order to prove that you are yet to make profit, it's advisable to tag incoming for. How do I navigate this, please? All right. So is Bidemi here? Okay, great. Yes. So now you would remember I said I don't know if you had this part, but I also told you guys that for funds that you own, for instance, if you are fully committed, like you're spending all your time and resources in building the startup, you need to have designed what your salary is. So what you could do is all the funds that you bring, all the capital you bring it in as equity, right? And then for your own contribution, which is supposed to be like your own salary payment, account for it, even though you are not paying yourself. So if you account for it, what will happen is in your financial statement, it will be under salaries and wages. And then it will become current liabilities because you don't have the capacity to pay yet. Do you get? And those things will be exempted from your profits. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Seun, could you be a bit more specific?
So I'm going to give an example. So in starting your food business, right? In the beginning, if you automatically be, maybe you're starting a mini restaurant, let me use that word, and you only have 2 staff. So in the beginning, you're taking roles like you are the chef, you are also the you're also the person in charge of cleaning, you are in charge of cooking, you are in charge of serving, you are in charge of social media, you're in charge of everything. So the real design for business operation is that your time needs to be quantified and you need to employ officially in the organization. So the funds that you're supposed to get, for yourself, you're supposed to expense it out as salaries and wages. I don't know if I'm communicating to you. So, okay. So you're supposed to expense it out as salaries and wages, which is separate from the capital that you invested in the business. Because you, as a person, you are different from the organization itself, which is now the capital part of you. Do you get? So what you need to do is put in the capital, let it be your equity contribution, and which is your stake in the business. However, your time, your knowledge, your expertise that you've put into the business, expense it out. But the only difference is that while you're expensing it out in the early stage, you don't need to collect it immediately. So give yourself an official engagement letter that says you are hereby hired as CEO of this at the salary of 300,000. However, we will not start paying you till the 3rd year of operation, and then we'll pay you in arrears. So have a contract between your startup and yourself stating what they need to pay you based on the time they've invested, and then the period of gestation where the business needs to grow before they pay you, and they owe you all the money, even the ones you've done in arrears. That way, it helps you manage your capital invested and also manage your outflow in terms of what you are making available to tax authorities for deduction. I hope I've been able to attend to that question.
All right. Thanks, Seun. Busola, have you looked at the pitch from Just Chilling? If you have looked at that, would you mind responding? Hello, is Busola there? And while we're waiting for Busola, Seun,
Yes.
did you look at the pitches from Tani?
Tani,
Tegens, there's Tegens, and then there's Tani pitch decks. Did you take a look at
okay,
them?
so I've seen Tiger's pitch deck.
Okay, can we speak on that while we wait for Busola's response?
Okay, so let me just bring it up. So they have two pitch deck, and this is where I wanted to know which are they going for first. So there's a pitch deck Tani, and then there's Tegen's pitch deck. So I'm thinking Tani is the product and Tegens is the company, right?
Do you know who it's from? Are they on the chat?
I think it's saying. Let me
Okay,
see.
Bidemi is responding. So obviously it's from Bidemi. Says we had one for the company as a whole, and Tani is the product. Yes, he's here on the call.
Okay, so also that sometimes it's confusing for an investor. So for me now, if you're pitching to me and I'm struggling between understanding what are you pitching to me? Are you pitching the product or are you pitching the company? Right? And so I'm like, I don't know, it's like these people want to scam me. So if I now say I invest in the product, they'll not say the product didn't do well, but the company did well. Then if I say I invest in the company, then I say the company didn't do well, but like it's so I think first thing, like what I wanted to first give you feedback is stay on one track. And the track is your product, right? And because for startups, most times they fund the founders really, but the founders on one pursuit of a particular mission, which states that they found a product problem and they're positioned to solve it. So that's the first feedback I will give you. The second feedback I'll give you is the problem statement that you've said. So it says identify verification in Africa faces several challenges that stem from a combination of social and can vary from country to country and region to region, but some common problems include lack of reliable identification, inaccurate data, high levels of illiteracy, fraud and impersonation, privacy and data protection concerns. Now, so because I'm what's the word now? I'm someone that is very, I say, so I can use the word that I'm knowledgeable in data, in data risk and data usage, and I understand this problem statement. And that's because it's an area that I'm in, right? But you want to simplify your problem statement that someone that is not in your industry can also, can relate with, all right? And then you will say your problem, that's why it's called a problem statement. So the problem statement would be that, because I would expect something as simple as telling me the problem we are facing in Nigeria. And one of the data problem we're facing in Nigeria is that there is no aggregation of data, because you have a different data set for your national ID card, another different data set for your driver's license, another different data sets for your BVN. Like there's just a lot of data. And so it's not being aggregated. So it's not even useful, even though we have a lot of data, right? And so there's no central point for data. And that's also the same way in organization. You find out that some organizations, the IT has different data sets of employees, the HR has different data sets of employees, the secretary of the organization has, like, the data are just scattered everywhere. As much as we have a lot of data in Nigeria, the data are scattered, right? So if you want to tell me that what the problem you want to solve is data aggregation across multiple systems, either private, public, it's something I can easily relate with and I can rationalize because it makes sense to me. Do you understand? So I don't know if that's what you want to solve, but I'm just using that as an example to get you to understand how you need to craft your problem statement. And then if you've now crafted your problem statement, then we can now go into the solution. Now, when you say, so see the point, when I saw your solution, I was like, how far? Why did I say that? So I saw things like, the first thing I saw was facial recognition. I'm like, is this local, is this, like, are we there in terms of facial recognition technology? Like, are we there? Do we even understand the means, the usage? And do you understand? Like, are we there? Can I really understand that this is a solution, right? And do we even have the infrastructure to deploy this? So note this, so for businesses, there's something as coming, right solution, wrong timing, right? There's something like that. Now, a particular part of your solution that you want to bring out, it's not first with the facial recognition. It's first with data harmonization. So if you tell me that you have a platform that helps, that once you just plug it into any system, it can harmonize all their data and become a central point for everybody to touch base, and nobody needs to build new data because it will just automatically update those data sets, then you've sold me, right? And that's almost something like what Google was able to do. The World Wide Web already existed. What they just did was they just aggregated all the information. So I said, you know what, in one landing, you can actually get access to all this data that is scattered across the web. So that's also what you want to do, but you want to do it more specifically for organizations and countries and continents. Like, I don't know if that's, I
think that's fine. Okay. Is Busola here with us? Busola, are you here now?
Yes, I'm here.
Great.
So I've gone through Just Chilling, and first, this is not a pitch deck.
I think it's Just Chilling's company portfolio that was sent. So, and if that's the case, that's fine. A couple of things that, so a couple of things that
Harriet is here on the call, so I think you are giving direct feedback because she's here.
So well. Harriet, this is not a pitch deck. There is no ask on your pitch deck. I mean, it's really not a pitch deck. It's just a company portfolio. Also, this is, from what I see with your portfolio, it depicts to me that you're not a startup, but an SME, right? Which is fine, like I said. So, yeah, I mean, and if this is your company portfolio, it's nice, it's fine. Maybe just check out some of the typographical errors. But like, to be honest, if it's just your company portfolio, that's fine. But this is definitely not a pitch deck. And the way this is presented, it doesn't present your organization as a startup. So that's my feedback on this.
Interesting. So this wouldn't be a document to present to would-be investors, yeah?
Most definitely not. Maybe to clients or to be clients, potential clients, right? To see the services that you offer and probably be a part of. I mean, if I want to do my daughter's birthday, I can reach out to you for kiddies parties because it looks nice. But not as an investor, I don't see what I'm investing in.
Great.
So I just want to give Harriet a little feedback on that because I saw that, and that's the same in industrial operating. So Harriet, I think what you want to do is you want to carve your problem statement and your solution towards the empathetic side of people, right? The part that needs people to relax, or the part that needs people to unwind. Do you understand? So that's, you want to speak towards that area when you're stating your problem statements. Like, yes, you have a lot of work, you need a place to just go and unwind, right? And this is one of these plays that you've done. Then you also want to show us how you're using technology to make this experience interesting, and how you plan to use to scale, because it's not just the location, right? It's also the experience and how this can scale. Like, what's the plan towards scale? So you want to have conversation. You want to ensure while you're redoing it, because I saw that you said you redo it, you need to focus on how does this problem, how do I okay, you guys, we did design thinking now. So go through that design thinking process flow and just use that same pathways to now redesign your pitch. Empathize, do you understand, before you now begin to ideate, create. And the part of the empathy you want to check is the part of people that actually wants to unwind or relax after a hard week or hard day, sort of.
All right, so I think we have just two more. If we could just quickly go through them, and then we'll be done. One from Chantal, Organic Bella, and then one from someone who's actually been following this program. And she's been following this program via Facebook Live. She said she had a challenge, I think, registering. Who wants to go first? If you guys have looked at that, I think that's just the remaining two we have. And then one more question and we'll call it a day. Busola, you want to go first? Unfortunately, I think Dr. Phillips has dropped out of the call, and so has Gideon Brefo. Or Seun, whoever wants to go first.
Okay, sorry, I was muted. I think somebody else should go first on this one.
Okay, great. Seun. Chantal's deck. I did have, I think, a discussion with Gideon Brefo on Chantal's, but unfortunately, Gideon has had to step into a meeting. He wanted to address this himself. Although I think he sent a feedback directly to Chantal, I believe. But Seun, are you there?
Oh, sorry. I was on mute the whole while. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So first, I'm going to tell you, Chantal, this is a very nicely designed pitch deck presentation. And I'm using my word very carefully, right? So I think it's nice, but I'm just going to give like feedback on places that I think we could improve on. Now, so process flow for pitch deck. Are you?
Thank you.
All right. So process flow for pitch deck. So you did meet the team. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So the story. Okay. So I'm just going to give you my feedback on the problem statements, right? I would like you to craft this problem as a statement, as just one relatable problem statement, right? So what you said here is conventional creams and lotions contain many synthetic ingredients, toxins, artificial flavors, and petroleum-based derivatives, can lead to allergic reactions, skin irritations, and long-term health concerns. The majority of the products within the industry players actually worsen your dry skin condition, thus not fixing the issue of dry lips and skin, thus boosting their sales. Not many clients actually understand what are listed within the product ingredients and only to go on. So this is my feedback on this problem statement. You are telling us about the problem of other products, rather than telling us about the problem that exists and why this problem needs to be solved, right? So you need to focus more on what is the problem. And the problem is this, that the people with dry skin have a condition that it's not well catered for, right? And the solution is that, oh, we've designed a product or a solution that can cater for that. That's like that's pretty straightforward, simple. And that's how much, that's how simple you want your problem statement and solutions to be, because you don't know if your funder is has understanding of your industry or not. But everyone can relate to the fact that I have a wife or a sister or a friend that has dry skin, and I've seen firsthand experience how their skin reacts to different lotions. So I can understand when you tell me that the problem is dry skin and that these people don't have a lot of options. I can understand that easily. But when you tell me about synthetic ingredient toxins, I'm lost, because I'm telling you, I don't even know how to go about that. Do you get? So I can relate with it when you tell me that there are a lot of people that have dry skin and they don't have a lot of options that help them be moistured all through the day, all through the week. I can relate with that, and I can easily invest into that. But when you begin to tell me the terminologies within the industry, I'm lost, right? So in the first problem statement, simplify it to that way. Then the solution. Now, you remember when we had this conversation during the session, I think one of the feedback I gave you was, I actually thought that you were setting up a non-for-profit to create awareness and policy formulation. I didn't even have an understanding that, oh, there was a product that you've come up with that actually solves this problem. Do you get? And why I was going that route was because of how you crafted your problem statement. So revisit the problem statement and then help simplify how this solution is helping to solve that particular problem, and talk about the features of the product and how it addresses that, right? And then as some sort of a marketing strategy, is where you now bring about the importance of education and awareness of what is existing in the market and how it's not good for them. So that's my 2 cents on this.
Thank you so much, Seun. Busola, are you ready for us now? And while you're at it, I think you could just address the very last question, even though I believe Dr. Phillips has spoken on this, which is, how can you identify an effective mentor? I think you've dealt extensively with this, but Gift still asks, does education count on being or probably making someone an effective mentor? I guess that's what he's trying to say. She's trying to say.
Okay, I totally agree with all that Mr. Seun has said concerning Chantel's deck. I'm also trying to figure out how she's leveraging technology to provide these solutions. I'm looking at your pitch deck. I am seeing your customer demographic, excellent competitors, what's current, what's next. Now I'm seeing your business revenue and budget requirements, but like I said earlier to someone else, still no business model, right? And I think that that's one of the things that a funder wants to see, because they want to see how you're making money, how you intend to make more money, right? So still no business model, think about that. But beyond that, I completely align to everything that Mr. Seun has said earlier. And I hope that that's really helpful for you, Chantel. With regards to Gift's question, so I think that the crux of Gift's question is, does education matter, right? Or does education count?
I believe.
Okay, so I don't know what you mean by education.
I mean, like, he's asking when he says effective, what would make a mentor effective, I guess is what he's saying. But okay, I think so if it's about
effectiveness of the mentor, I believe that these are things that I'd already shared earlier. And I don't know if there's a plan to share the slides or the recordings with everyone, so you'll be able to check that out, right? Because I'd already dealt extensively with what will make a mentor effective, right? But if it's concerning education, I think the education, especially education in line with what your startup needs, would also be very important in making a mentor effective for you guys. I don't know if that's the question. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I really am trying to understand your question, because we talked about experience, willingness to share knowledge, strong network, communication skills.
I think this person is asking, like, if this person has a doctorate degree or a master's degree, or...
Oh, no. Okay.
I think that's what the person...
Okay. So if it's that, I mean, having a doctorate degree does not necessarily mean, it might just mean that you know book, you've gone to school, you know all the plenty grammar, but do you have hands-on experience, right? So education is good, however, experience is better. So you want to seek out someone who has experience, who has walked the path, who understands your industry and your field on a practical level beyond theory. So experience I will take experience over education. Education is great, but I think experience is better.
Thank you so much, Busola. It's been amazing, your contributions. I forgot to ask you, what time is it really in Japan? Is it night? Is it morning?
It's night, so it's 9:01 p.m. right now.
Oh boy. Thank you so much for the sacrifice. Do you have any last words as we close this session?
I just want to say that with regards to my session, start looking out for the best mentors that will fit your business. And with regards to everything that has been taught on this program, because I have been looking through everything that's been taught, I mean, the lineup of facilitators have been amazing, some of whom are my mentors. So yes, you have been speaking with my mentors on this program, including Mr. Seun Ogunlana, right? So you want to go back to the videos, you want to take a jotter and have an action plan. So with regards to bootstrapping, these are the things that I'm taking. This is the next step for me. With regards to investors' perspective, this is the next step for me. With regards to types of startup funding, this is the next step for me. Investment agreements, I need to do this. I need to connect with this. Valuation, I need to reach out to so and so to help me evaluate my startup, right? Customer acquisition, and everything that you're going to be learning, mentorship, and even what you'll be learning from Mimshak, everything that you'll be taught here. Your assignment from me will be go back home and develop an action plan, and don't just develop it and keep it somewhere. Put like a work plan to it to say, between this time and this time, I will do this. Between this time and this time, I will do this. I need to have all of these things in my arsenal going forward to ensure that I am successful as a business. So I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your time and for listening to today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Busola. Amazing you've been. Amazing you've been. Please drop your LinkedIn, I think, details in the chat, because I've seen a couple of people trying to say they'd like to reach out to you. So probably they could follow you on LinkedIn and then maybe have a conversation via Messenger there, and it will go from there. Seun, please, updates on our last one, and you can close the meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. It's been an amazing 2-hour session, I believe, from you guys. And for me, I've also learned a lot. Thank you, Busola, for making this day a very knowledgeable one. I'm proud of all the all the growth and all the things that you've been able to do over the years. I'm super excited to even learn from you greatly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Phillips, for always being there all day, all season. We appreciate you. And for all our participants, thank you so much. We know this was a double dose section, and you guys have been here for like 2 hours. That's amazing. Thank you so much for your patience. And we hope that you've been able to gain enough insights that would help your businesses move forward and grow to become a global brand. This is also to make you guys know that we'll be having our final session on Wednesday, and same time, 11 to 12. Now, I need you guys to prepare. Like, your mind is going to be blown away. You know how they said that you save the best for the last? This is practically it. The person you're going to be talking with is Mimshak Obioha. Mimshak Obioha is the current CEO of Telesofters. Telesofters is an international tech company that's based in Lithuania, and they have an office in Nigeria. And Mimshak is the CEO for the Nigerian office. Now, Mimshak has been a pioneer impact investor. Like, all Mimshak thinks of or dreams of is how to impact Africa and how to impact the world. Like, so he's one of the people that sold us the idea and the dream of Africa giving aid to the rest continent. And that's something that I think even Busola will tell you that this is something that always rings in our head all the time. So for those of you that I've been thinking about, especially because when we started, I saw a question that was asking, how do I get investors that are focused on impact driven? You need to come and learn some of the strategies that Mimshak would be dishing out. And also for those of us that are in for-profit, you need to also come and learn and see how investment is beyond just making profit, but also giving back to the society and the community and creating a better world. So this is a personal invite for everyone for Wednesday, 11 to 12, and we'll be having Mr Obioha, CEO of Telesofters, in our midst. Until then, do have a great day and please keep growing your business. Our emails are still open. If you're still sending your pitch deck, we'll still be able to review and give you personal feedback. And I think I want you guys to also personally invite your friends, other startups that you know for Wednesday session. Thank you very much and do have an amazing day.
Thank you, everyone. It's been great having you guys. Don't forget to check out the YouTube links so that you can watch them as well. And we'll see how it goes from there. See you guys on Wednesday. Have a great day.